I'm really delighted and privileged to join my colleagues from both the House and the Senate to lend my voice, of course, to call upon the Senate Republicans to do their jobs so that the Senate, the rest of us, can do our jobs in terms of proceeding with advice and consent of the president's nominee. So while we can argue about the time that advice and consent should occur, it is unprecedented to announce unilaterally that no part of advice and consent will occur until after the election, which means that the Supreme Court vacancy will be a vacancy for over a year. And this is at a time when there are many important cases before the Supreme Court. And we can argue that every case before the Supreme Court is important, which makes it even more critical that the full complement of 9 justices are on that court. I note that there is a law which Congress enacted over almost 150 years ago that says that the court, Supreme Court, shall consist of a Chief Justice and 8 associate justices. This law presumes that when a vacancy occurs, the President and the Senate will fill that vacancy, with the President fulfilling his or her constitutional responsibility to submit a nomination and for the Senate to advise and consent. In my view, the law that there should be 9 justices of the Supreme Court is violated unilaterally by the Republicans, saying that it's okay to have 8 justices only for over a year. The last time the Senate didn't want to provide advice and consent on a Supreme Court nominee was during the Civil War. And at that time, the Republicans actually changed the law to require that the Supreme Court not have 10 justices, but only 7. I'm certainly not suggesting that the Republicans take that tactic. What I am suggesting is that they do their jobs and that we all do our jobs to provide advice and consent when this president submits his nominee.